Whereas it's provided under Section 46(4) of the Value Added Tax Act, Cap 15.42, the Act, that any person who fails to pay tax, being the whole or part of the remainder of any tax due or payable under the Act, by the due date is liable to a penalty equal to 10% of the amount of tax due. And whereas it's provided under Section 46(4)(a) of the Act that the minister responsible for finance may, by order published in the Gazette, alter the rate or penalty under the Act. And whereas it's further provided under Section 46(4)(a) of the Act that an order made pursuant to Section 46(4)(a) of the Act is subject to an affirmative resolution of Parliament. And whereas the Minister of Finance seeks approval of the draft value-added tax alteration of rate or penalty order by an affirmative resolution of Parliament to alter from the 2nd day of May 2024 to the 1st day of May 2026 the rate of penalty from 10% to 0% on the whole or part of the remainder of tax due or payable under the Act for the tax period before and ending on the 31st day of December 2023. Be it resolved that Parliament, by affirmative resolution, approves the draft value-added tax alteration of rate or penalty order, which alters from the 2nd day of May 2024 to the 1st day of May 2026 the rate of penalty from 10% to 0% on the whole or part of the remainder of the tax due or payable under the Act for the tax periods before and ending on the 41st day of December 2023. Mr. Speaker, you will recall that government, in a wide-ranging tax amnesty, waived penalties and interest on taxes due by individuals. What that meant was if you decided to pay your taxes that you owe the government, we would have waived all the penalties and the interest. Mr. Speaker, I must say that the response to that incentive or to that amnesty has been mixed, and the government expected both the business sector and the individuals who owed taxes to respond in a more positive way. That having been said, we believe that there could have been better promotion of the initiative, better promotion of the tax amnesty initiative. But having said so, we collected, I think, in excess of $30 million, which is a drop in the bucket compared to what the government is owed in taxes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you'll be surprised to know that after we've waived penalties and interest, the government literally is owed millions of dollars in taxation. If that money was collected, when I deliver my estimates next month, I would announce a very good surplus, Mr. Speaker. Most likely a surplus on both the primary account and the surplus on the overall account if I collected my taxes. But the government has decided that we believe that we still can collect more from people who owe us. Now the VAT, Mr. Speaker, is a different issue. The VAT is being held in trust for the government when VAT is imposed. It's being held in trust. So that money does not belong to the business person who collects it. It's money you hold in trust for the government and you ought to pay it over. Some people are still not paying that VAT, Mr. Speaker. The rate of collection of VAT is about between 70 and 80%. So that means about 20% of people do not remit the VAT after they've collected it. So that causes a penalty to the person, to the business owner who doesn't remit the VAT to the government. In the government's, now Mr. Speaker, that's an offense. I won't tell you what it is. It's an offense because you collected money on behalf of the government and you're not remitting it. But Mr. Speaker, the government also decided that we, in the interest of causing people to have a shared responsibility, and even considering the fact that there had been some downturn in business, Mr. Speaker, after COVID, where people's cash flow may have been affected, even though that money was collected already, we decided to waive all the penalties, Mr. Speaker, on that VAT. So you collect money on behalf of the government, you do not pay it to the government, but we've waived the interest. We waive the interest, Mr. Speaker, and the penalties. In that case, the next motion is the interest, this one is the penalty. The 10%, Mr. Speaker, we've waived the 10%. So what this motion, what this resolution is doing is to make it clear, and this resolution, Mr. Speaker, will make it clear that the 10% owed on the 10% penalty, Mr. Speaker, which is due under the Act, Mr. Speaker. That is, it is waived, Mr. Speaker. So we hope that people will respond, Mr. Speaker, because the government, this is one of the most wide-ranging tax amnesties ever given in this country. So this motion, or this resolution, Mr. Speaker, is to ensure that the law is amended so a 10% penalty is waived, Mr. Speaker. And I urge members to support it, and I hope that the business sector understands how this government is working with them so that the revenue can be collected for the benefit of us all, Mr. Speaker. I urge members to support this resolution. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Finance Minister, you almost sounded like the NIC there, the benefit of us all. Honourable members, the question is that Parliament, by affirmative resolution,